August the 23rd, Sunday, 2020. Escape artist Tim Eric reporting for timeric.com, the Smart People website. As promised, I'm producing this video on free speech rights and mail-in balloting, and you can only view this video on my website. Let's first start with your free speech rights. I, as a street performer in my early years, studied my rights, my free speech rights, to help me in my endeavors as a street entertainer. And as time passed on, at this one particular location that I was performing, which I'm not going to mention, I used to yell, "Smart People Show over here, everybody else, stay where you're at." And the organization that managed this event told me not to say my show is for smart people. Therefore, I filed a lawsuit in small claims court for $1. And it wasn't about money. It was about principle. And the lawsuit made its way up into federal court. And 7 federal judges reclused themselves. And the last judge placed it into storage. And it's very difficult to get a case that's been placed in storage out of storage. And in my preparations for the lawsuit, I studied in law libraries about free speech. And I learned that corporate towns and cities, corporations, cannot tell people what to say, what to do, who to vote for, who not to vote for. That's infringing upon their free speech rights. And I also learned that if you file a lawsuit for free speech, and if in the documents you have stated that it is a free speech document, like I do with my website, as you can see at the top, it states this is a free speech website. And part of the reason for that is that when you file a free speech lawsuit, and that was stated that it was a free speech thing, or that it's a free speech lawsuit, that the judges are compelled to help that person get through the other end of the suit. Well, that didn't take place. And I could spend my time arguing about these words and try and get this thing back out of storage and go further in the courts. But I determined I'm not going to waste my time on, on pursuing it, because I had a life and a career still to go forward. So that was my experience on my free speech rights. And these rights also are the same for you. And I learned that your free speech rights never leave you. And I learned if you follow suit on free speech, that the judges are compelled to help you. This didn't take place. And that brings me to Facebook. That brings me to YouTube and other social media. I was around living when the internet first came into fruition. I studied code back then. It's changed a lot since then, but I can still write code. And its intention was always to be a free speech venue. And that has not taken place. These people have dictated to you what to say, what to think, how to act, and have masked your post like they have mine, taken down your post as they have mine. And that's why I'm doing this video on my website, and that's why it can only be viewed on my website, because these are my thoughts. They're not Facebook's. They're not YouTube's. They're not any other websites. These are my thoughts. Okay, enough of that. Now to mail-in balloting. Okay, this last election, last presidential election, I received the ballots for myself and for my neighbor. I walked down to the mailbox, got them out of the mailbox, brought them back up to my residence, and gave my neighbor one, and then I kept the other one. And then I went to fill it out. I filled it out, and then after I filled it out, I realized, hey, this is not my ballot. This is my neighbor's ballot. And once I realized what had taken place, I informed my neighbor that I had their ballot and filled it out. And of course she wasn't too happy with that. And then we went to get it rectified. And we did get it rectified. So therefore, I know that discrepancies can happen for a fact. It's not hearsay. It's something that I personally experienced. And then we have the issue of votes being lost or stolen from the mail and dumped. And I've also experienced those things where packages have come to my home or delivered to my home, not necessarily getting to my home, because there have been times where they left it halfway down my driveway. I have a long driveway, and there are other residents around me, and or 3/4 of the way to my residence, but not making it there. And sometimes it was stated that it was delivered via email and or through Amazon, and couldn't find the packages anywhere. Along the side of the driveway, or around the mailbox, or at my residence. So apparently, I don't think they were lost. I think they were dumped, just like the others that I experienced halfway down my website, 3/4 of the way down my website. And perhaps one of my neighbors saw it and took it. So I also know that that can happen. Well, this might sound like a rant to someone, but I'm trying to get the facts across that corporations cannot tell you what to do, what to say, and your free speech rights never lead you. And YouTube, Facebook, and other social networking sites are corporations. And they state that because they're a corporation, they can do what they want. Not true. You know? Like I said, your rights never leave you, even when you're on the internet. So, I hope you enjoyed this little chat. I've actually taped it several times because I wanted to give some kind of decent perspective, because I do have my handicaps at this time. But I want to thank you for visiting my site, Turmeric.com, the Smart People's site, and hope you come back soon. All the smart people do it. And have a good night.